Hello everyone, welcome back to The Only Way We Know's Father and Daughter podcast with myself, Ria.
And myself, Mem, the father of Ria, co-creators and writers.
Of The Only Way We Know, a crime psychological thriller based on true events.
And welcome to our channel.
We'd been absent for a couple of weeks. We posted last week, but we hope you guys have missed us because we have missed you too. But we are back. Why was we away? Do you want to tell them why we were absent for a couple of weeks?
We went away on our yearly holiday, family yearly holiday.
Where did we go?
We went to Cyprus.
Yeah, so obviously me and Dad, the first time I went to Cyprus, I was 12, I think. Was I 12? And I went just with Dad. We went for a week. And none of the other family...
I think we went for 10 days.
Was it 10 days? Yeah. And none of our other immediate family, so like mum, sisters, have ever been. And then obviously when we were filming the Cyprus documentaries, me and Dad took a couple of trips. But this year was the first time we all, as a family, went to Cyprus. And also it was the first time that Mum, Kyra and Layla got to... experience it and see what it was like. Would you say you're having a bit of holiday blues?
Well, yeah. Big time, yeah. I've struggled to get back into flow. Look, just to say, look, we was away for 2 weeks. It was a holiday that was planned from quite a while ago, and it was a holiday that I myself... See, the reason why I'm talking like this is because you asked me if I got holiday blues. So, it was a holiday that I was a little bit nervous of. And the reason why I was nervous was because it was the first time in 30 years being with your mum. She was coming back to Cyprus, where my mum and dad are from. And, the documentary that we've been talking about, where it all started off, the book, where it all started off. So me always talking about Cyprus and the culture and this, that and the other. Your mum only had
stories to
stories,
go by.
And she only had an audio version of it. She never had a personal version of it. And going back to Cyprus was very, very special for me.
Yeah.
And it's special for me because I've always wanted your mum to see Cyprus and see Cyprus in the right way and not the wrong way. Us being from Northern Cyprus, Turkish Cypriot, we don't get enough exposure for, the people that come from that place. We always talk about, the conflict that happened and how Turkey invaded and they done this and they done that. But we are Turkish Cypriots from Cyprus, and we are Cypriot.
Yeah.
And I don't want anyone to misinterpret, and believe that, in 1974, when the conflict that's when we became Turkish Cypriots. No. And I really need, and this is where, your mum asked me questions about it, and when I tell her, she could only hear it. So for me to take her back to Cyprus, and the moment she landed in Cyprus was a huge completion for me in my relationship with your mum.
Aww.
Alright? So it made me feel like we've hit another milestone here.
Yeah, something you've always wanted to do, in those 30 years had never done, and you finally got round to doing it with her.
So you asking me, am I getting holiday blues? The 2 weeks was phenomenal. It was a different pace of life. And the thing is, when I go to work every day, your mum looks after you guys and the Kyra and has her everyday chores, looking after nanny and whatever, and doing her everyday household. I work 6 days a week and I do not have no time off, and that's the only 2 weeks I have off. So when I see your mum and I see you guys don't really get the best of me. You guys get the end of the day, Mem, and the end of the day, Dad, the tired dad, the dad that's been talking all day, and I understand that and I get it. I always analyse you know, the person I am and how I come across and who I am as a character at that time. So when you see me on like a Sunday, you know, you're getting Dad who's running around down to the skip, he's throwing rubbish, he's coming back, he's doing it, he's trying to do
Make
all,
up for
he's
lost
trying to make
time
up for all
throughout
the
the
lost
week.
time. So you're not getting the best of me. What you're doing is you're getting the mad Dad.
Yeah.
But when we went away, you got me.
Yeah.
And you got the best of me.
Yeah.
And I got the best of your mum. And I got the best of you and your sisters in our time.
Yeah.
No bills coming through. No one asking for a haircut. But everything's in our pace, you know.
No outside drama.
No outside drama. We can't fix the cooker at home because we're not at home.
Yeah.
So for us to do that for 2 weeks and then have an amazing time and then to come back to the UK and be thrown back into fifth gear, it's a reality check. And it's a check that we have to do, but it's a check that makes you question quality of life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So do you feel like the quality of life, I'll just talk about Cyprus specifically because that's where we went. Do you feel like the quality of life is better there than it is here?
So
you may have two opinions.
Yeah, so obviously you got to remember we're in holiday mode. So when you're in holiday mode, it ain't like I'm getting up, I'm getting up, having a cup of coffee down a coffee shop.
This is my day to day.
Yeah, just go down the beach or whatever. Then you look for what we're going to eat in the afternoon and what we're going to eat in the evening. You should go to a restaurant or whatever. So it's all about having fun. You know, it's all about experimenting and experiences. But these experiences can tend to wear.
Of course.
You've been to all the restaurants. You've been to the beach. Money's running out. We have to start to work. Does the country now still stay beautiful, or is it we have to put the same energy we put in when we're here into Cyprus? And if you do that, do you look at it and go, "Oh, it's too fucking hot here to do all this work. I can't take it no more." You know, we don't know the politics in Cyprus. We don't know we don't know the system in Cyprus. So for us to get to know the Cyprus, you know, it makes you start thinking, I don't know if it's a better place. On holiday? Yeah. The better way of life? I can see they have a better way of life. I don't feel like it's a strained life, but I do see people working hard in that heat.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I would question. I don't know if I could do that.
The heat was something else, wasn't it?
Intense.
I mean, we had many moments on this specific holiday where, well, I don't know, maybe you guys won't really feel like, because I feel like my tan's going. Do you feel like your tan's going?
Well, I've had a lot of people come in and don't even say I've got a tan.
Yeah, like I just feel like, I feel like the first couple of days of coming back, you're there and you're like, oh yeah, like I'm feeling nice and like sun-kissed. Give it 5 days back to being here. I feel like already the colour is just like gone. And I feel like
I don't think it's gone. I think you're still toned. You still look toned.
Yeah, but because we had many moments, right, where we had all, like, none of us intentionally sunbathed, really, other than Mum.
Yeah.
And my mum went very, very tanned, but because all of us were just like doing our thing, and you know, you could very much so feel the intensity of the sun, and we're swimming and we've gone on boat trips and stuff, and when we've got back home that evening, and I don't know if it was a combination of like the dim lighting or just us not having looked at ourselves throughout the entire day, but when we all got a glimpse of each other and ourselves, it was like we had a bit of an identity crisis.
Yeah.
Like, I was looking at myself like, who is this person? I was looking at my mum like,
who are you?
Who are you? My dad again. And that's the thing with Dad. Dad has a tendency to, I wouldn't say burn, but he's very susceptible to having the sensitivity of his skin.
I've got very sensitive skin.
Yeah. So bless him. I mean, we went to, when was it that you burnt all of your head?
No,
was
head?
That? Yeah,
no, it was.
You blistered everywhere.
So it was. We went to Izmir in Turkey, and it was scorching hot. And I can remember we got to the beach, and we're laying there, and mum's sunbathing. I'm trying to sunbathe. I'm not a great sunbather. I'm not like, I can't sit there and like sunbathe. I do enjoy it.
Having a lay down.
Yeah,
and,
but I'm not a sort of person that can sit there for hours. And I see some people that are like, he hasn't
proper
moved.
hardcore.
What's going on
yeah.
with him? He's gone mahogany.
Leather.
Yeah, and I can remember your mum. She had sunglasses on, and she had the headphones in, and she was laying down on a sunbed, and she was like you know, I could see she was enjoying the music and all that, and I sort of like went over to her and I went, "Where's the sun lotion?" And she didn't answer me, and I remember I went into the bag and I ended up putting out this solution. And I've looked at her, she's got sunglasses, and I said, "Is this all right to go on my body?" She's got headphones on, and she's just like,
yeah.
and I'm like, okay. So what I ended up doing was getting it, and I put it all over my body, and I laid down, and I was there for about half an hour, and I can remember your mum getting up, and she took the sunglasses off, and she looked at me, and she says, "Oh my God, what's happened to your body?" And I was like, "Well, what's happened to it?" And I've got sunglasses on. I took the sunglasses off, and I've looked, and I've gone, "I'm all right. It's not that pink, is it? It's not that pink." And she said, "God, you're burnt." I was like, "I've only been here for about 20 minutes." She said to me, what have you put on your body? I said, "I put on what you told me to put on." She went, "I never told you to put nothing on."
Oh, that thing she does where she's paying attention. She's not paying attention.
She's not paying attention.
Yeah.
And anyway, I picked it up and I went, "Look, it's that." And it was carrot oil.
Okay.
And she said, "You didn't put it on your skin, did you?" I went, "Yeah." She went, "Oh my God, you've burnt bad." And I can remember it was in a space of an hour and a half. My whole top, my arms, my top body, my other arm here, and it stopped here. I had 3rd degree burns where 2 layers of my skin started to blister.
Really?
So I had a blister. And underneath that
You had
was
another blister. Because I wasn't with you for this holiday.
And I burnt all my legs. And I can remember walking back from the beach that day. And as I was walking, my skin was getting tighter and tighter. And she said, "God, you don't look good." I said, "I'm burning here." And I can remember when I got back to the hotel, they had a swimming pool. And all I wanted to do was get in that swimming pool. And as soon as I got to the hotel, a guy looked at me and went to me, "You need hospital."
Really?
You need hospital.
Because I can vaguely remember Mum saying you went to the pharmacy and...
It was horrific.
Wow.
I burnt where even underneath I was watery.
Yeah.
I couldn't move at night time. Was like, it was traumatic. But that holiday I came back with the best suntan.
Yeah, because I was going to say, that's the thing. He'll go like a pinky red.
I'll go salmon.
Salmon, yeah. And then give it a few days and he knocks spots off of all of us.
Yeah, it goes brown. It goes brown.
It goes very, very, very
And
tanned.
I don't sunbathe.
Yeah,
I
just
don't,
naturally.
Yeah, I think what does it was the boat trip done it.
Oh, yeah.
The boat trip was, because you're out in that sun. But yeah, blues, definitely I got blues coming back. This week seems so long. It's been one of the longest weeks of my life this week, but it's quick as well. You know what I mean? And
because obviously the longer time goes on, the more you get back into the swing of it and you get used to it all over again. But I think it's like anyone, when you've got some time booked off of work or you've had a little break, whatever it may be, you enjoy it so much that just going back to your everyday routine can be very like mundane. You're like, ugh, here we go again.
I love my job. I love my life. I love what I do. I love it all.
But it is nice to do leisurely stuff,
Yeah,
things
but it's what I've realised is that it's what I have. The life I love. It doesn't come without putting input into it, and a lot of input. So it means it seems like I'm throwing coal into a engine, like a steam engine. I have to, if I don't do it, the steam starts coming down.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt getting back into it. And it's a strange one because it's a bit like the only way I can get over the blues is if I forget about my holiday. But I don't want to forget about my
'Cause you
holiday.
had such a good time
Yeah,
and good
yeah,
memories.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I see a lot of obviously holiday season. We're not the only people that have gone on holiday. And you see like people do literally, I think it's mainly women that I see with this, but you know, like families and the mum of the family, they literally all year they look forward to that moment of going on holiday, come back, and then it's instantly like, right, looking forward to the next holiday. Almost like they're living for
It's a sad
their
way. It's a
annually
sad
holiday. Yeah. I mean, and I understand it. I
2
do.
weeks out of 52 weeks a year.
Yeah.
That's a sad thing to think
Because I
about.
do think it is an element of like what you said, you know. You go to this place, you're forgetting about not all your responsibilities, but you've got a weight lifted off of your shoulder. You know, you've gone there with the intention to experience things, to spend money. You know, this is what you've planned to do. Do you get what I'm saying? So, inevitably, you're with the people you enjoy being with. And I guess for us too, like, because you're at work a lot of the time, we don't get to spend quality time together as much as we would like to. So, and I think that goes for you and mum too. I mean, like, you're just seeing each other in the evenings. Obviously, you've got a Sunday. And if you do have a day off here or there or whatever. But the holiday is where you get a great amount of time and a great amount of quality time to spend with the people that you love and care about. So, yeah, I just think for a lot of people, that holiday is something they really value and look forward to. And yeah, I mean, I bet a lot of people, including myself, would like to go on like a year-long holiday.
That's not called a holiday.
What's it called?
That's called like a I don't know, but that's not called a holiday.
It's called a life
It's
change.
called break. It's a big break. But yeah, I mean, you got to remember, you know, like, I know I'm saying Cyprus again, but this was something that I'd waited for a long time. And I'm glad I'd done it the way we'd done it, because I wouldn't have wanted to go to Cyprus half committed, or I wouldn't want to go to Cyprus with you guys, you know, Kyra. You know, I had battles with Kyra. I don't want to go Cyprus.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like this. And I want to go Turkey because she's used to all-inclusive holidays and pools and ice creams and whatever.
Like me, I was a little bit, obviously from going to Cyprus with you, my experiences as an adult are completely different to when I went at 12 years old. But mum and my sisters know I love Cyprus. What made me realise that I love it was considering I hadn't been there for such a long time. When I went there, I felt so at home. Like, I never felt like I was in a foreign place that's foreign to me.
I felt like that in Turkey.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's just because we're easily adaptable, but I knew I loved Cyprus because one, obviously, is part of my culture. But yeah, I loved it. And I never went with the intention of a holiday when we went. It wasn't like we went to go to the beach. We didn't even swim when we went. We went to film.
When? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Initially in the beginning of the year.
Like, exactly. We went to film, so it wasn't like I got to enjoy your typical holiday things, right? So when it come to us deciding that we were going to go there for a holiday this year, I was a little bit apprehensive at whether mum and the girls would like it as much as much as we did.
I knew she would.
Obviously, like you said, having been used to all-inclusive holidays, specifically if you go somewhere like Turkey, it's very upbeat, isn't it? Like, you know, you go
It's
down,
in your face.
It's in your face. Everyone's there. You know, lots of like,
It's lights,
yeah, like
come
it's
get it, food.
crazy tourist attractions. Yeah, it is just different and it's enjoyable. It is. I mean, some would argue and say they'd like a quieter kind of holiday, but if you like that buzz, I think Turkey's a great place to go on holiday. So having done that, and I've only ever done Turkey once. I've only ever been to Turkey once, but I know Mum, Kyra, Layla, they all really loved Turkey for more reasons than one. So yeah, I was like, are they gonna have the same experience? Are they gonna enjoy it as much as they have done all-inclusive holidays? Because for us it was different, you know. We're in an apartment now where we can cook our own food here. It was different. And the scenery is different. You know, there is a lot of land in Cyprus. There's not half as many shops, and you get what I'm trying to say. So it is different. But to hear when we come back and toward the end of the holiday that they all loved it and they would go there again, and you know, they love Cyprus. It was really nice. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, well, at least you guys have seen it how I've seen it. And for me, this was a different experience too, because I never knew how beautiful the beaches were.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I was 12 years old, we never went to the beach once. I think I could see the coast in the far distance. When we went to film, again, never went to the beach. But this time, we went to a variety of different beaches, and each one
had its own character. And I've been to some beaches, right? And the sand is stony and uncomfortable to walk on. The beaches in Cyprus were better than Turkey. Oh, the beaches knocked spots off of the ones in Turkey. Yeah. It was like the Maldives. Yeah. We went to one... I'm not sure if you guys have heard of it, but it's a really popular tourist attraction in northern Cyprus. It's called the Ghost Town in Varosha. If you Google it, you will see pictures. It's literally like a city that stood still. And none of us knew that there was a beach there. Did you know there was a beach there? No. So we've gone. Obviously, we've had our swimsuits underneath our clothing. No, we didn't. No, we did. We had them in the car. We didn't think we needed them. You're right, in the car. We've gone there, and as we're walking, we can see people walking with like towels and bags, and we're like, are these people just coming to have a little look around? Then we realised there's a beach there, and this beach, that was my favourite beach. Yeah. The sand, beautiful. The water, beautiful. It was breathtaking. And you yourself, you're not really much of a sea swimmer, are you? No. You don't like the sea, really, do you? No. Did you like the sea in Cyprus, though? It. Yeah, you couldn't get dead out of the water. I loved snorkeling. Yeah. I loved it all. I didn't even think twice. I saw the water. I wanted to get in it. Yeah. It's strange. Because I don't think you needed to prove to your siblings and your mother that Cyprus was going to be a proven fact that are you going to like it. Cyprus itself proved to itself you love me. Yeah. And I think, you know, you got to remember going this time as well. You know, we went in 2007. Yeah. So when we went in 2007, as much as we did what we did, you know, we never ventured in Cyprus. And you got to remember, 2007, you're talking nearly 20 years ago. You know, was it 17 years ago, yeah? So, we never ventured it the way we could have ventured it. But this year, when we went to Cyprus, as well as apart from going to, you know, Iskele, the apartment we stayed, and Ludogina, Akıncılar, where we filmed in the village. Anywhere else was new to me. So wherever I went with your mum, it was the first time I'd seen it. You were experiencing it. And I see it with your mum. So whatever your mum saw for the first time, I saw it. So me going to Guinea the way we went on the boats, or when we went to Nicosia, Lefkosia, when we went to wherever we went, up in Karpaz or whatever, Famagusta, Marash, it was all just new to me. And I was in awe. And it's lovely to be in awe with someone who's in awe at the same time. And to come back every night and for me to lay next to your mum and go to your mum, did you have a nice time today? And she goes, I had an amazing time. It seals my amazement. It makes my thoughts complete and like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where I fell in love with Cyprus.
Yeah.
And it just opens doors up for me, you know?
Um,
What was your best part?
I was just going to ask you, what were your highlights? For me, there was a few. I mean, in terms of like the scenery and stuff, I think being able to enjoy the beaches the way that we did was definitely up there for me. There's many funny moments too, like with everyone. You had the constant battle for who's going to sit in the front of the car.
I mean, look, that will tell you, yeah. You know, we spent 2 weeks in Cyprus, and we done 1,800 miles.
Yeah, a lot of driving. There was a
I
lot.
drove for nearly 4 hours a day for nearly 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you enjoyed it at the same
loved
time,
it.
didn't
I
you?
loved it. The roads were open. The mountains were on the right hand side. The sun was coming through. My family were with me. It was just like, I loved it.
Yeah.
And I would do it again in the blink of an eye. You know, yeah, so best moments. What was your... Don't tell me all your best moments. Just tell me one. At least if you ask me the question, I can tell you one. Because you might tell me mine.
All right. Well,
Just tell me
I'm
one.
just thinking of the moments that we all had and that. I'm just going to tell you the things that stick out to me in my head. Yeah. So obviously arriving, loved that whole, you know, surreal feeling of like, we're here. After enduring the flight, everyone like, you know, at the apartment, waking up in the morning and having a look at that view for the very first time. That was a really nice moment. Taking mum, the girls to the restaurant that we really enjoyed when we went previously. I loved the boat trips. Because it was interesting. We've done boat trips in Turkey too. And I feel like where they took us in Turkey was lovely. You know, we got to see Cleopatra Island.
Yeah, it was
Jesus
better.
Beach.
Yeah.
You were able to get off and venture around a little bit. However, the actual scenery in Cyprus for me was lovely. Like I loved, like when I jumped off the boat in Turkey, I did not like the water at all. The water I found a bit murky. It was a little bit like, oh, I don't know what's lurking under here. I'm a little bit like, In Cyprus, completely different story. I loved it.
It was crystal clear.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Like even so much so you could like see underneath, you know. So I really liked the boat. Just looking into the distance at the water and everything, that was really, really lovely. The power cuts were funny. You know, like when the power would go in the apartment and we're like, what the hell is going on? The nighttime swims.
Yeah.
I really liked that. Varosha, the ghost town, I really enjoyed that. And the hotel that we went to. Limac. So we were staying in an apartment and one day we got a day pass at this deluxe hotel. It's called Limac and where is it in Cyprus? Just if anyone's there and they want to check it out.
Boaz.
Really lovely hotel.
You need money.
Yeah, it was expensive as it was just for us to have a day there, but to go and have a 2-week stay, ridiculous amount of money. But obviously it's an all-inclusive hotel, and when you book a day pass you get to use all of the facilities. They've got outdoor infinity swimming pool. They've got multiple swimming pools, in fact, outside.
Aqua parks.
An aqua park.
A phenomenal beach.
Private beach. Indoor swimming pool, indoor spa. You're able to take part in the all-inclusive buffet in the morning, in the afternoon. They've also got, I think, about 4 restaurants on
The
site.
indoor pool
Yeah.
was phenomenal.
Oh, it was beautiful, wasn't it?
It
Yeah, the
was.
interior, everything in the hotel was grand and
Yeah.
beautifully put together. It was a lovely, lovely experience. And
So when you walked in, the smell of like, was it Tom Ford? Like,
oh, we had this little we're like, what is this smell? Like
soon
that
as you
says
walked
Tom
in.
Ford, I say Estee Lauder, but it was some.
Estee Lauder.
It smells like this Estee Lauder perfume.
No, that was Tom Ford, and that was the leather, the oud.
Do you think?
It was that. Yeah, I know it was that.
But anyway, and a really, really great experience. I really loved it. Just the excitement of exploring, and I'd never been in an infinity swimming pool before, so that was a really nice experience.
And it was lovely because there they had like a coffee shop, and you never went and had a cappuccino. They asked you, would you like a Brazilian? Would you like a Colombian? Would you like an Italian? Would you like an African? Would you like an Ethiopian? They had literally 15 rays of beans, and you're like, mate, I just want a coffee.
Yeah.
And it was just so.
They had waiters on skates,
Yeah.
like roller skating
I was
around.
waiting for them to drop. I was like, please drop. But
yeah.
yeah, it was amazing. The hotel.
That was a really good experience.
It wasn't cheap. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, we got there at like 8:45 in the morning. We was gone by 6. Taking away everything that you've just said. You know, the food, the place. You know, the aqua park. You know, the drinks consistently. I could have drunk alcohol if I wanted, but I never did. And that was the thing I noticed. So when you looked at the alcohol bar, they had real alcohol.
Yeah.
They had sort of like Ciroc vodka. I don't know. Did you see it? They had all the top brand
What
alcohol.
vodka?
Is it Ciroc?
Ciroc.
Ciroc. They had Ciroc.
Ciroc.
They had all like proper, you know, all
Really branded alcohol.
Yeah, so they weren't cutting corners.
Watered down,
They weren't cutting corners in that place. And that day actually cost me, your mum, you as an adult, Layla as an adult, and a child. So 4 adults and a child. It cost me £500. That was for one day.
Yeah.
But it was worth every single penny.
Yeah, we'll always remember
Yeah,
that. And
it
it
was
was a
worth
great experience.
It was worth every single. And would I do it again? I don't think I would do Limac again.
There are other ones.
But I think I would do another hotel. You know?
Definitely.
Okay, so that was your favourite moments.
Yeah, there'll be more. There's probably more that I'm not remembering. You get what I'm saying? But off the top of my head, yeah, I really enjoyed all of what I just listed. And then, just the eating, going to the supermarket, my iced lattes that I liked, our baklava and ice cream that
your
we
routine
had.
was nice.
Yeah, I loved it all. Mum pestering you because she wants a flat white, and
Yeah.
going down to the pool and coming back up, getting dressed, going out for something to eat. Loved it all. It was all very.
Yeah, my one was.
What was your favourite, Dad? Go on, tell me.
I'm going to tell you what my one was, yeah?
Or give me 3. Give me.
No, I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to tell you one because I think it's going to go on long enough. Do you know what I mean? I'll tell you 3.
Yeah.
Okay then.
One can be long, the other 2.
I don't like saying what I liked. I liked Marash, which was Varosha. I thought it was an amazing day spending out there, but I just don't like the story of Varosha. So I don't like to express it on camera that I love the day in a day of someone else's tragedy. I don't like to say that.
No.
All right, but what an amazing day that we went through this whole ghost town. It's an amazing place. 8,000 buildings that are set on the coast, the magical coastal line of a Golden Beach, which they call it. I think it was. I was told there 18,000 people were in there that had to evacuate overnight. Sad story. I'm Turkish Cypriot. And for people to evacuate from there, it's a tragedy story. But it happened to Turkish Cypriots in over 110 villages. I know I'm getting political, but I'm letting people know that I do have compassion for it. But what I do let people know is it didn't just happen to the Greeks, it happened to the Turks as well. Before 1974, it happened for over 20, 30 years. Anyway, but what an amazing day that was. You know, we got on a little buggy. We drove all the way round. There was points that people were talking about. And I found it magical because it was always a place that I wanted to visit when I come to Cyprus. I'd always ask people that went to Cyprus, have you been to Varosha? Have you been there? And to go there and to be blown away by the beaches was phenomenal. Was phenomenal as well because it showed exactly how beautiful it was as a place. That was one of my places that I absolutely loved. The second place was Lurigina.
Yeah.
Was the village. Akıncılar.
I bet I know what part of it too.
And it was, I can remember sitting there. So what we've done, we've gone back into the village, just like on one of our documentaries. You see my uncle. We went and we went and revisited him again, and we were all sitting there and we were all chatting away. And I love my uncle. I cannot explain the closeness I have with him, and I don't know if he has the closeness with me. And the reality of it is, I hope he does. But I have such an internal connection with him that I feel like he and my other uncle are the only bridges and paths I have that have connection with my dad.
Yeah.
They look like him. They sound like each other. They all have the same. They all have similar resemblances, habits, the way they talk, sound, and it all just, to close my eyes, I just feel like I'm in the presence of my dad, which this book is based upon. So that's why it's really important. So me talking to you about this part, it's not just me being there. I had an internal connection, a spiritual connection, And I can remember sitting there and we're all chatting or whatever, and it was amazing that I took you there and your sisters and your mum there. I wanted to, they wanted to see Lurigina for the first time, Akıncılar. And I can remember your auntie my auntie in the background saying, "Oh yeah, can we have a table for 7?"
And she was like, "You staying for lunch? We'll have lunch. Let me call so and so."
Yeah, she said, "Let me call." And in my head, I'm like, oh, now we've got to leave the village and we've got to go.
They're going to take us to a restaurant.
Yeah, we've got to go to Nicosia or Lefkoşa now. We've got to go and sit in a restaurant. And it wasn't that we was going to go with them. It was just like, now another journey. Go there to eat and then a journey back. And I sat there and I said, "Where are we going?" They went, "Oh, we're going to go to Elif's restaurant." I said, "Where's Elif's restaurant?" She went,
2 minutes away.
2 minutes ago in the village. And I went, "Really? Where?"
Because we've circled this village. We're like, where on earth is this restaurant?
There's no restaurant.
There's
no people here.
There's no one here.
Anyway, we ended up, the time had come, 2:00. We jumped in the car and we drove up, parked up on the left, and it was someone's house, wasn't it? It was just someone's house. And we ended up going in. They accompanied us.
A few tables and chairs. This old building, it must have set back from 1920, 1900. Still had the old craftsmanship inside. I was looking around. It was just like, it hadn't been touched. A television in the corner. And it was the most amazing place. And we ended up, I ate the best food in Cyprus in that place. We went to quite a few restaurants, yeah? And I'm just going to break it down because I need people to feel the feeling I had and how I felt. So as much as we went to all these restaurants and whatever, and we had this, that, and the other, it was lovely calamari, this, that, bit of kebab, this, whatever, lahmacun. Tried to taste it. There was nothing like what I tasted that day, because as soon as I got to Cyprus, my taste buds kept saying fırın kebab. Fırın kebab in Turkish. In Greek, it's called klefkeko. And in English, it's a dish that's cooked in a clay oven. Yeah? And I was just pining this dish, and I needed to know, when I ate it, it had to taste the way I always remembered it. But I didn't know we was going to eat klefkeko or fırın kebab. I didn't know we was going to eat that. And then we're all sitting down, and I said to Uncle, "Oh, what are we going to eat?" Because I get a bit panicky because I'm a bit Fussy.
I'm fussy. I'm like, I don't want them to turn up with all pickles and mickles and all. I can't eat it. And I didn't want my uncle to take me to have something to eat, and I didn't want to eat any of it. And I was, and if I don't want to eat it, I will not eat it. Don't think I will go, oh, I'm forcing it. I just won't eat it. Anyway, they come out with all these dishes, and let me tell you something. They brought out lamb with Cyprus potatoes, and it was cooked overnight.
Yeah.
And it was the most amazing lamb and potatoes I'd ever tasted. And we had watermelon that was grown in their back garden. We had olives that were grown on their tree. We had halloumi that the lady had made. The bread she had made in the morning.
The yogurt.
The yogurt she had made with their own hands.
She made sourdough.
She made everything. And it was the most authentic food you would ever taste in Cyprus firsthand off of someone's hand.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I thought it was divine. It never
because we had said as well, how nice would it be? Take away all the mezes, all the typical things that you would eat at restaurants and stuff in Cyprus. It would be nice to go to an authentic family-run little local business, not in your face, but have some lights, really nice authentic food. And I think that day we got it without even looking for it. So.
Yeah, I think it was sent to us. But what I was trying to get to, as much as like all this food was grand to me, phenomenal, there was a spiritual being there that was eating this amazing food that I wanted from day dot I got there. I never asked for it. It was brought to me in my dad's birthplace with my uncle and my auntie, who I loved dearly and unconditionally. That I was the closest that I was going to get to my dad. I felt like I was there with dad. And that was the moment that I said to my uncle, thank you so much. Because that, again, it completed a journey. And I'd done it with my children and my partner, who I love dearly as well. I couldn't have asked for anything else that day. Yeah. And that was my magical moment. That was my moment.
I love that.
All right. All the beaches and all that. I love all that. I get all that. But there's some things that hit me as a sentimental thing to me that I would. And I said to Uncle that day, I will never forget this day to the day I die. Ever. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Go on then. Anything else you want to say? I mean, we started this podcast, and we never actually said we're going to be talking about a specific subject. We've just sort of like drifted, and we sort of a little bit like reminiscing, and
because I think it's nice as well. I think every family that take trips away, have holidays away, can relate to what we're saying. They may not have been to Cyprus and had the exact same experiences we did, but they understand that whole, spending time with your loved ones and, just enjoying the moment and just feeling grateful for being able to embrace what you're doing and so forth. So I didn't want to introduce this subject as what it is because, one, it would have been nice to keep you guys guessing a little bit and just rolling with what we're talking about. But also for it's nice for us to look back on and be like, you know what, we remember doing this, and it is important to us. We all love our family holidays, especially because growing up and stuff, we never went on many. I think for me, last year when we went to Turkey, that was the first time throughout my whole life we'd ever gone on holiday as you, Mum, me, Layla and Kai.
Holidays are new to us.
Yeah. So, obviously, I know you, Mum, Kai and Layla had been on holidays, whatever. But for me, that was the first time we'd all gone on holiday together and I loved it. And this year, it was the same thing. I loved it. It was... just makes you look forward to the next time, Yeah. So next year, where are we going, Dad?
I don't know. Cyprus.
Okay, if it weren't Cyprus, where would you like to go? Okay. Take away Cyprus. Is there anywhere that you'd like to visit?
I'd like to go Thailand.
Thailand.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd love to go Thailand.
Okay.
I don't think it's a place your mum would like to go,
Mm.
but it's a place that I would love to go because I feel like there's quite a lot to do there. I think it's very affordable. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I don't hear nothing but amazing good words about that place. And I look at everywhere else around the world. They all seem very beautiful. Obviously, you can look at the European countries and we can go... I mean, look, there's countries in Europe that I want to go and see. You know, I want to go to Montenegro. I want to go to Albania. I want to go to Bulgaria. I want to go and see Poland. You know, a lot of people go, don't you want to go to Italy or Spain? Them places, yeah, I will go. I've been to Spain. But there's places in Europe that are absolutely phenomenal that, that people don't go to.
They're
you
not.
know, Romania,
Yeah.
all these places, they're amazing. But coming out of the Europe, there's not much that really... I mean, I'd love to go to Africa, you know what I mean? I would love to go to all these other places, but one place that really does capture me is like the Indian Ocean, all that sort of thing as well, going down to Mauritius. People talk about Bali and all that. It's just like super starving. I think there's better places out there than that. I think Bali's just like, we do £20,000 on a holiday. Let me tell you something, yeah. Go to Limac. You need more. Go to Limac, the hotel we went to. You need more than £20,000. Trust me. So all that is just like showing off wealth, not showing off a country. And I think places like Thailand haven't been spoilt. They still have that beauty about them. Yeah. You? Where would you like to go? I don't think we're going to Thailand though.
I was going to say, I think the likelihood of us going to Thailand is a little bit unlikely.
How would you feel if we did?
What, go to Thailand? You know what? The thing with me is I will go anywhere. And I mean that. Like,
and now you would, because you want to explore these places first.
yeah, like
You don't want to go. You don't want me to come back and go, you've got to come there.
No. I love, we've spoken about this on previous podcasts. I love culture. I love my own. I love other people's. I love, opening my eyes to things I didn't know. I'm very liberal. I love, learning things and experiencing new things and seeing what life is like outside of London, outside of the everyday city life that we see. So you could pretty much pick anywhere and I would be down to go to that place. I think it's interesting as well because when you think of going on holidays and stuff, you're always slightly more drawn to go into hot places.
Yeah.
You never really...
I was just thinking that myself.
Yeah, you're always more drawn to like, I want to go to Barbados.
Because it's cold here. It isn't. We wait for summer.
I'm one of them people. I would rather go somewhere hot than cold. But that doesn't mean that I overlook the cold places. Because I still feel like they have a lot of beauty in them. So like when you say things like Romania and stuff like that, I would be down to
but they're hot.
That. No, I get you. I think... Is Romania hot all the time, though? It's not, is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Romania has extreme weathers. You know what that means? When it's cold, it's cold. When it's hot, it's hot. That's what extreme weathers mean. So what it is, it will always have a good winter.
Right.
That means it's cold. And it'll always have a good summer, which is hot.
Fair enough.
It doesn't let you down. You might get the odd thing where it never rained as much. But... no, it's never going to let you down. It isn't like England. Like now, we've waited for X amount of time for summer to come along, and it comes in 1 or 2 days. And no, it isn't like that.
Yeah,
but I do like holidays in England as well.
This is one thing that I've not done. So I've never been anywhere up north. I've never been to Scotland. I've never been to Liverpool. I've never been to anywhere. I've never been to Wales. I haven't even been Cornwall. Devon.
Yeah.
I think the
Nor have
most I've done is I've gone to Hastings. I've gone to Camber Sands.
Yeah, we're pretty untravelled, really.
And Brighton.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, like I haven't gone to the Isle of Wight. I've not experienced a lot of things closer to home than further away.
Look,
so
the beautiful thing that you could do is you can always go to Houston Station.
yeah.
Yeah. Or Paddington. No, more Houston. And there's some big destinations at that. They go up north. They go here and there. And you just go, do you know what? I'm just getting on that and I'm going.
Yeah.
You can do that. And you're going to be shocked when you get there, the beauty of these places.
Yeah.
All down the southern coast, Whitstable. I mean, as much as we talk about...
I've been to Whitstable.
Whitstable's lovely.
Yeah, I've been to Whitstable. I thought it was lovely there, to be honest.
Portsmouth, all round them sides, Bournemouth. They're lovely places. But yeah, I do miss Cyprus.
Yeah, so...
It seemed like a dream. It seemed like a dream because it's like, it's like I always expressed what is important in the book. Acceptance, and time. It's really important. And going to Cyprus, I knew, there was 2 countdowns. The countdown of going on holiday and the countdown on holiday.
Yeah.
So, which is the most important countdown? One is more important than the other. The initial countdown when you're going on holiday or the one when you're on holiday.
It's better the first one.
It's the better one, the first one. So, so me, I'm a big believer and I analyse time quite a lot and how time flies. So that thing where we booked the holiday and it was like 4 months, 3 months, whatever, and it was going, you have, 16 weeks left, 12 weeks, 8 weeks, 4 weeks.
30 days
30
left.
days, 12 hours left. And you're like, shit, that countdown's come quick. But I knew there was only like 13, 14 days of being away. I just knew the moment we landed, we have to make the most of it. Because if you don't make the most of it, you're going to have regrets.
For sure.
And I made sure from the moment we woke up, we were doing things. And time is very important.
It is indeed. So
go on in.
I was just gonna say, if you guys had a holiday this year, hopefully our conversation has allowed you to reminisce on your holiday. Yeah, guys, we hope you've enjoyed today's conversation. It's been a little bit different. We're just touching base once again. Don't forget.
And letting you guys know where we've been. The last couple of weeks, it's been very hard for us because we hadn't been able to film in Cyprus. We hadn't been able to upload in Cyprus. The specific reasons why. And sort of like the whole filming thing came to a standstill for 2 weeks, So that's the reason why. Did we upload last week? Yeah, we did. Did we upload the week before?
No, it was the 2 weeks prior to that,
Okay, so there's the reason why.
But we're back.
Yeah.
You can stream this podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you're not following us on our social media platforms, the only way we knew, Instagram, TikTok, X, Twitter. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. I've noticed our family is growing and I do love to see that. Thanks for everything.
Right, I'm gonna go. Right, that's the other thing. Can I just say one thing?
Go on.
Flights. What did we go on? Wizz Air. I don't know about Wizz Air.
I don't know about anything that's not first class, to be honest.
We went Wizz Air.
Give me a business class. I can't do this.
Yeah.
Economy flying.
I don't know.
You're like this.
Your mum.
You can't even move.
Your mum got it in 5 minutes. She's like this.
And do you know what the wickedest thing is? I see people, and they're like on their, their business class flights, and they're there like recline. I'm just gonna go here with my lovely food, my television with like
did you see the guy next to me?
Yeah,
his
poor
legs
6'10" bloke.
were up here. After 5 minutes, he was like, I need to get.
It is
He
hard
was like
work.
that, and he was on. He was like, he quickly ran into like, I want to. He was like a little kid at the beginning. I want the view. I want to see you. 2 minutes later, he couldn't move.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. This economy flights, and they're not cheap.
No.
They're not cheap. They're not cheap.
I mean, like, if I try and think of doing anything longer.
Jets 2 was good.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like,
Seats
anything
were
longer
orange.
than a 5-hour flight in an economy, it is uncomfortable. It's a dread, but you know, woe is me, such is life. But yeah, guys, thank you for listening today. See you next Sunday at 5 p.m.
Peace. Later.